All right, man. You're welcome to Loose Talk Podcast. My name is Osagie Alonge.
My name is Ayomide Tayo 82.
I have the record for you that describes your attitude.
I think we should just have his own tag now.
I'm this guy, the first man standing.
The last man standing.
That's your attitude.
My Yoruba is not too.
What's the meaning of
My Yoruba is not too. Okay, that's me. I sensed it. I sensed it. Forget that level.
To the bad guy.
What happens? How far would need to seize educational process? Or has he gotten a PhD? Like, has he gotten a doctorate?
I think he got something after that.
So he's the first rapper to be.
To get to bounce back at least.
I think.
Shout out to need to see.
That's crazy.
The guy made that a selling point of his career.
Yeah. You know this line? Higher. He said, big dog.
This was Frabs of Blessed Memory, right?
Yes. Shout out to Dr. Frabs.
Yeah, of
Did
Blessed
you get that
Memory.
line?
Of what?
You know
Big
there
Dog.
was a very, very short squabble between Nitosi and Terry the Rapman.
There was a C. Yeah, I remember that.
For real?
Yeah.
There are
Who should
too
just
many-
be now?
Yeah, because Terry on Sample Ekwe remix, right? Sample remix
Sound like
of
from
the
T.I., yeah.
Boys Are Not Smiling album, right? 2010 album. I mean, the single I dropped the year before. It was like, how can you say the boys haven't heard me from Sulere to VI? That's like saying Nitosi ain't heard a T.I. You know, Nitosi had that swag, that very similar to T.I. swag.
Yeah.
So, Neto just gave him a quick bap.
Which is
Everybody take your shots.
Yeah, king of my area, talk shit, I'm a barrier, big dog, who gives a fuck about a terrier? Yeah.
Voila, deal.
And they kept it moving
They
from
should be
there.
paying
Like
us
They kept moving.
Yeah, kept it moving.
Man,
They should be
Terry
paying us for this thing.
Terry Rapman is a pussy ass nigga, bro.
Why?
Where,
Why will he? I'm joking, obviously. I know he's your
You want to get sampled on another record? You've been sampled on the Mode 9 record.
which one?
No,
Which one?
You don't know?
no.
Are you sure you don't know about this? I'll
No,
play
no.
for you on the second.
The only person I know
I'll play
that
for you on the
Osagie has
second
been sampled. Ah,
You play it for me where?
on the second. You say you've been sampled now. In fact,
Play it here now. Why can't you play it
I can't
here?
remember the track.
Where was that
I
sample?
remember the album, but I can't remember the specific.
What did
track.
I talk?
And it was something you said on Loose Talk about Mode 9 or so. Then he sampled it.
So you only need to check.
Oh, let me check. I never knew I
The
was
idiot feels good. Look at it.
sampled by a Nigerian rap
You go put that
legend.
for Wikipedia now.
Before.
Yeah, sampled by with reference.
Yeah. No, I was just Terry. Terry's my guy. I'm just joking. But it would have continued now. These are moments that we hope for,
Do you know how many?
and it was there, and he didn't continue this thing.
Do you know how many?
So you
beef-
should do
People
both.
don't understand what beef did for hip hop. Oh.
Did
It
I
gave
make
us
it-
storylines, bro.
Did I
Like, do
make
you
it
know,
fast with
bro?
you,
My introduction, right? Like my former,
What's that?
The beef DVDs,
Oh yeah.
the documentaries.
I would-
my former introduction to hip hop was when Biggie died.
Oh, me
And
too.
Terry, oh god, Terry is his name. So there's this my neighbor, right? Our neighbor when
His
we were
name is
growing
Terry.
up. His name is Terry.
Okay.
I swear, Don Terry. They were born in America. Then they came to Delta States.
Did they have their own version of Swat Roads?
No. So they were really, really like pop culture. That was where we watched all our movies growing up, and they
Those
really liked
guys on the
us.
streets,
Yeah, he was
yeah.
the one that introduced. So he saw that we had that interest. So he sat us down one day and started telling us about hip hop. J Master J, like Slim
Yeah.
Greek, like those guys, and how. But what caught my attention was the beef between Tupac and Biggie.
I don't like man. It was the West Coast, East Coast war.
Bro, when that shit started going up, I remember going to church the next day and started beefing and started gisting guys. Then they reported me that I'm gisting something about rap music, like
Yeah.
it was a big deal. Worldly music.
Worldly music.
But my
You know that
introduction,
they
my
cast
former
you
introduction, what
of
made
your
me start
sins.
paying attention was Biggie, because Biggie just died. I can
Yeah.
remember Biggie just died around that area, around that time. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And that's how I got introduced to it. And from there, Jay-Z, Mace, Nas,
Then
Puffy,
without
Snoop,
getting-
Dr.
without getting engulfed in
Dre.
everything.
And that was it.
Yeah.
So
They don't too many beef for this.
they don't too keep any beef. And you know why? It's because everywhere, the whole thing is in Lagos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, now the whole thing is in Lagos now because the Snoop. Yeah,
I think it's because
it's Lagos. Everything is in Lagos.
I
don't think it's in Lagos.
I don't think so. You think it's a proximity thing?
Yes,
because they see each other.
Yeah,
but that's Nigerian music. Now.
Yes, now the reason Tupac and Biggie can beef because one is in New York, one is in LA. And they hardly
probably see themselves.
Yeah, once in 3 months, once in a year or twice in a year, maybe on Grammy nights.
Maybe for Lagos, last Echo
Hotel, everybody. You don't understand.
You go pull up.
You go pull up, same club.
How many restaurants?
Exactly. So I think that's the reason, Sha.
I think the reason is.
But this is a very good beef because these are two guys who can lyrically go.
I don't think there's anything to beef about.
There's no beef. You just be throwing the normal shots now.
Yeah, but I don't think it was because. Terry's line wasn't even a diss.
I know. It is in a way. If you say, oh, that guy is copying T.I., you might see it as a beef.
But you know,
right?
rappers are very
touchy. You understand? Just give it's like Drake and Jay. They've been giving each other bars.
Yeah,
they're not beefing, but for a while, for like 10 years, they gave each other some bars, and it was like barbershop talk. Like, you see Jay-Z is talking to, you see Drake is talking to. These are moments that define hip hop. In Nigerian rappers,
which beef have you enjoyed the most?
Of course, now in Nigeria.
Yeah, hip hop or Afrobeat, anything.
Forget now. It's Rugged Man Munai. That's my beef now. I like this. That's the beef that got us.
You know why that beef is?
The Rugged Man, Kenneth's music.
No, sorry. No. Yeah. First of all, it was Rugged Idris.
Rugged Idris.
Rugged versus Idris's fans.
Yes.
Then Rugged and Kenya
and D1.
Then Rugged
and then Rugged and Munai.
That's it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And Rugged and Nice.
Oh yes,
but Rugged and Nice, but last that was a beef.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, Rugged and Nice.
Yeah, people were going back
and that was the internet era.
Yeah.
Blog era.
It's true. That was a blog era. That's true. That's true. Then that was because he even transcended like music culture and went into like gossip, economion. It's true.
I thought Reminisce and Vector would go harder, like go bigger.
Bro, that was good.
I'm glad they didn't.
I'm glad they didn't because the
already hearing feelers are
two of them.
They already saying don't come to this part, don't come to that.
Two of them, no two get sense like that. So
it was getting
meaning no two get sense, meaning they're very stubborn people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And they go there outside,
thank God.
Everybody just everybody's cool.
Everybody calm down.
What about Afrobeats beef?
Emma and Vector was also a good one. It gave us a moment. Gave us a good moment.
Yeah. I remember when I was when I had Emma's reply. I was like, about that, you have to go there.
Yeah. It definitely makes a top 10 beef.
Yeah,
that's CDQ.
Nobody don't find Olamide trouble for this industry. Only Don Jazzy, and indeed that was not a rapper. That was an Afrobeat.
You don't want to go to war against, you don't want to go to war with
Olamide.
Nah, bro. You don't want to.
For real?
The Arsenal is too much.
Because he's not going to lift.
I might said he thought about it one time. Do you remember?
He did King James now.
Yeah.
Then he came out and said he's not. He's not.
Olamide will not lift a finger. The people that will come out. Oh.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's the problem.
He's not going to lift the finger.
Yeah.
But the people that will deal with you.
Yeah.
Shout out to goons me.
Yeah. Real.
Yeah, nobody really touched Olamide this whole career.
Yeah,
at least somebody would have give him a nudge. Like, come on now, this is rap.
The closest guy was his guy.
Just a little nudge.
Won't do that.
Yeah.
Fino was his guy. Fino won't do that.
Yeah.
Dagreen would have done that.
The whole Libile.
Yeah.
No, Dagreen wouldn't. Because let me tell you, Dagreen wasn't beefing anybody. Dagreen was friends with everybody. Have you met Dagreen?
No, I didn't meet Dagreen.
I've met Dagreen. Dagreen is clowning half of the time.
Yeah.
He's not serious.
He's a very laid back guy.
He's not serious. He's always clowning. He might just look at one person, then pick on that person. Everybody else, then he goes back to that person. Is that person's friend. He was just a fucking funny guy.
Yeah. Okay,
Speaking of which, it was his anniversary of his death like last week or this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How many years?
Don't take small.
Why is there's no how I think about Dagreen's death, Dagreen's anniversary, and Aya does not come to my head.
Yes, first of all, the picture.
Somebody saw that picture and he said, "Sorry, is this you?" I said, "Yes." Yeah. Said, "Please."
It's also that picture. It's also the story around Nets. It's also the story around how you cover the funeral, hip hop world, stuff like that. You don't try now. Collect. Take it, man.
Now we don't do BT.
Yeah, they don't do them.
I always like the B dots of this.
I wouldn't say B dots.
I won't say B dots. You say B dots. You know why I'll say B dots? Because it's very cool, calm, and reserved.
Yeah, B-Dot is a veteran too.
B-Dot was in XXL with Elliot.
That's Elliot's people now. It's one of Elliot's people now.
So who is the Elliot we sing in Nigeria?
We don't have. I would like, we don't have. If Bankuli did media full time, I'll say Bankuli. if he did media full time.
Yeah.
I'll say Bankole.
Or if James Salas went back to doing media full time,
Yeah.
he would be the
Yeah.
Elliot Wilson.
I'll say Bankole. You know why? Because he's in touch with like young people.
I have a take.
I also saw Bankole at one event. I like Baba waiting the.
Which take is
It's
that?
everywhere,
I
man.
have a
He was plugging
take.
up
But I
his
don't
artists.
think because Elliot Wilson has been doing this since 1992, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who has also been doing journalism, music, pop culture journalism, music, Afrobeats, whatever, in whatever form since 1993 at least,
Who?
and he's still doing it now.
I am
Simple.
Yeah. But I was now more of an executive.
I understand because Elliot Wilson didn't follow that route, right?
Yeah.
Because of how the industry is, and
Elliot would have.
but if you look at it,
Yeah.
it's almost.
Yeah, he's
Well,
almost.
I know that there's that
not
difference.
parallel,
It's
yeah.
not parallel. Like, but if I'm thinking about
Unless
it
the
in a way,
Ayoduan interview.
Oshibajo, like Buhari second term when they're going for the second term. This thing.
yeah, that was the last time he did
That was the
that.
last time I
Yeah.
saw him on camera.
But that was not like an entertainment interview.
Of
Or
course.
pop culture interview, yeah.
All
I
right,
understand.
man.
Yeah, that's
Now
cool.
let's start the podcast the way I want to start the podcast.
You want to play one old music?
Of course, man. What are you talking about?
You need to play with the more.
But the music that you played first time, that one was old too now.
This is older. It's
Okay.
1990.
Hey, John.
I want Steve to tell us who this person is. We're not going to say anything. Steve is going to tell us.
How will I know? Okay, let me listen now.
Yeah, it's playing.
Let's party all night. Let's go. When I'm doing the dancing,
I remember the video.
you know, could you sit down watching?
I don't know.
We'll give you a hint, Steve. But the hint we want to give yourself. So, Sheisha recreated this video for one of her biggest records. What's the name of that record again?
I forgot the one she did by the beat.
Irao.
Yeah.
She recreated the video of this song.
No,
Who told you the story of that? How they shot that video?
I don't know.
So everything went against them that day.
For Sheisha.
Lightning, thunder, equipment spoiled, everything.
Wow.
Shout out to clients.
1990.
Tell me the song now. I don't know him now.
You know the song, his voice.
Come on, baby.
Let me take it out of
He came back in 2006 and collaborated with Soski.
Since
2006.
yeah,
Ah,
collaborate
okay.
with
I can't remember. Just Michael Cree. Okay.
This is Michael Cree.
yeah, the techno of his period, the first version of techno.
Would you? I wouldn't call him the techno. What would you then call Bright Chimezi if you call Michael Cree the techno?
Okay, I get what you're saying now.
I think he is more like. It's very similar to
Yeah.
techno. Yeah,
I want to say something about this decade, but to be free game, and I don't give people. Free
You don't want to give people free game.
People go buy them.
You don't want to give people free
Not the one we're
game.
talking about. Though. There's another.
Yeah,
thing
there's
again.
another one, I
Yeah.
mean.
So give people free game now. Do you want to sell it?
Give people
I'm
free
gatekeeping. As they say, Gen Z.
Give
say.
people free game.
Give us
Mario.
free game.
Give us free game. Give us
Free
free
game.
Okay, the free game is this. These were the first version. This is the first version. This is the alpha version of Afrobeats. These
Yeah.
were the guys.
Yeah.
The guys who did pop music in the 80s. Chris Okote,
Mhm.
Michael Cree,
Mhm.
Felix Liberty,
Alex Zito,
Alex
Alex
Zito,
O,
Alex
Felix
O.
and Moses.
Felix and Mo. That is your first Afrobeat generation. That was Nigerian pop. If you are saying Nigerian pop music, they were the first guys.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Free game.
Free game.
Free game.
Next time for what do you want? TEDx in Nagoya.
Big
TEDx.
praise.
TEDx.
Why have you guys never done? Why have you guys never done?
TEDx Ibadan.
Why have you guys never done TEDx?
In the interview, you didn't invite me. I'm
I
pulling
think
you.
I've been invited to.
Yeah, I think I
TEDx.
saw you
But
guys
it's
been
not
invited.
TEDx Body Jam. I want to do TEDx in Kogi, please. I don't want to do Body Jam.
You can do
Thank
Bodija
Why
now.
would you
Why can't you do?
Why don't you want to do
There are
TEDx?
people in Bodija who need to be impacted
In
by
fact,
you.
they even need to
They
be
even need it
inspired.
more.
We'll give them this room link now.
Fuck this
This
guy.
guy.
Afrobeats to the world. I'm not saying Afrobeats to the
Yeah.
hinterland.
You know what has happened?
Oh,
I asked sold.
you're
Yeah, sold
one
out
time.
now.
I don't
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, sold
I'm
out.
And I'm glad you're owning it.
Please,
Yeah,
I'm
sold
done.
out.
Thank you.
Because for a very long time you didn't sell out.
I've done my 10,000 hours of keeping it real. Right
Yeah.
now, bro.
I has kept it real though.
Yeah,
I used
bro.
to have one video show that I used to record with mobile phone and put on YouTube.
It's still on YouTube.
It's still on YouTube.
Yeah, keeping it real with AOT2. Yeah,
That's the name of the show.
Yeah.
Because this guy is so hip.
Keep playing.
keeping it real with AOT2.
Keeping it real.
That reminds me of that Cameron and May show.
Oh,
It is what
more.
it
That
is.
show. It
That's
is
my
what it
favorite.
It's
is.
so
Yeah.
crazy that those guys is now after like 20 or 30 years
Of
they're now
fighting.
of fighting. They're now back to this.
Yeah.
Katie on his podcast said the thing that shocked him the most that he never knew they knew so much about basketball.
The Harlem boys.
He said, bro, he said they never. He said no. He said growing up in the hood in America, even KD said it. Like you know how to play basketball. You be interested in hoop, right? But not a lot of people just keep up and these guys know basketball. Like
I'm happy that I do something together.
For you to
no, the funniest thing on that show is the suit that they wear.
It's not Connie Harlem shit.
It's that suit they wear.
It's normal.
They're coming on KD's podcast.
Oh, that's dope. And I like how they don't have a young lady.
Yeah, who moderates. Like it's just like first take.
Because you can be a little bit toxic.
It's first take, and that thing is going to because that podcast is moving. It's going to get to a point where it's TV.
And investors going to come.
Investor will take it up.
They've started having multiple viral moments.
Yeah, multiple. Yes.
I've seen it now. I'm like,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's good.
And I like Maze's demeanor in the whole thing. you know these guys are gangsters.
The funniest video was when we were talking about Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah,
so where the fuck is Andrew Wiggins?
And when they ask the questions, they're genuinely concerned.
Yeah, they're genuinely concerned.
What you doing with the gun, bro? Drop the gun, bro. You're in a gang. And they just start laughing. All right,
talking about basketball, that thing that Giannis said was like BS. Like
let's quickly go
please,
into fan mail.
Okay, let's go.
I really want to break it down. What he said. I watched a part of the video. I didn't watch the whole.
Is that only clip me I saw?
Yes, there's one clip I saw, but let's do fan mail real quick.
All right.
This is from Chidubem. Oh, Chidubem. No, sorry. Chidume B. This is from Chidume B. Hey guys, I have a question for you guys. I did a little research on Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube and realized something interesting, right? He says, so Waymaker that Sinach sang has different versions on the digital streaming platforms that were sung by 4 different artists. In rap, Afrobeats, and other genres, the record label and artists will take it down. Why don't Nigerian gospel artists do the same? Are they aware and are choosing not to, or are they getting something from the streams and views? So when I read this fan mail and I was putting together this script, right, I reached out to our resident. No, I ain't going to reach out to this shit. Our resident music experts, music industry experts, record label, whatever, right? Excel drop.
Yeah,
he's
especially for gospel itself.
Especially for gospel,
he manages what's her name?
T.Y. Bello. Yeah, so he's on T.Y. Bello's team. I think they've even started like a whole.
The album's about to drop.
It's about to drop.
I saw the album cover, amazing. And they're doing something.
The features on that album is mad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The lineup is crazy.
So Excel, send in a voice note, and I just want to play the voice note as a response to what the young man's question is. So,
Loose Talk family. Oh my God, how you guys doing? Osagie, thanks for sending this question my way. So, like back in the day, let's say the 50s, the 60s to the 80s, I think, when anyone made great music, great artists themselves would reach out and say, hey, I want to do a cover of this. And I think back then it was way easier for labels to clear it for each other. Like one of my favorite songs of all time is Aretha Franklin's Bridge Under Troubled Water. Is when I dug deeper to even find out who wrote it. I found out it was Paul Simon, and he wrote it when he was in the band Simon and Garfunkel. So back then it really was a thing. I think the more music modernized, the more money was appearing in the music business, it became more difficult to do stuff like that. Like someone will make a song and another artist will go make a version of it and it will get cleared. I think it just got harder. But in the gospel music space now, it's not hard, right? That's why Sinach's Waymaker, Michael W. Smith made a version. Some other people have their versions. It's not hard at all. Like Hillsong would do a song now. Don Wen can do it. Don Wen can sing a Hillsong song. It's very easy in the gospel music space. I think because the way they see it is 2 things. One, you're still getting your publishing royalties. Whoever the original owner of the record is still getting his publishing checks. That's one. 2, the nature of the gospel music space is that, listen, we're all trying to like, make music for a spiritual purpose. So we're trying to impact people. So if they feel like a song is really powerful and really has impact, why not spread it as far as possible? Waymaker became like a song for people to hold on to during COVID-19, during the lockdown 2020. It became a huge anthem, in the States then. So you can understand why different artists are jumping on that. However, back here in Nigeria, that's not the case with the gospel music, and I don't know why. I think people are very guarded. I think what would have been interesting to see is if Nigerian artists, if Sinach would have cleared Nigerian gospel artists to re-sing Waymaker. Now that would have been interesting. But nobody will even try it. Nobody will even bring it up because they will just expect they know. I think it's just something we haven't broken here, because the gospel music scene here is very wild, wild west, to be honest. There's not a lot of structure around it. People are still very, very guarded. So yeah, and unlike the foreign scene, Nigerian gospel music artists are not yet enjoying publishing as much as their foreign counterparts, except you have a song that really like goes global, like Sinach's Waymaker did. The publishing money on that would be huge. I can only imagine. So yeah, that's pretty much the answer I have for you. Thank you for the opportunity, guys. Love you guys. Bye.
Shout out to Excel.
Yeah, shout out to Excel. So please, I hope that answers your question. Chidu maybe. Thank you so much for writing in. We got another. In fact, we have a lot of fan mail today, so let's just go through it. This is from Ahmed Amodu, right? Hi guys, my name is Ahmed. I'm an Essence fan of the pod. Wasn't too culturally aware when you guys had your first run, but between the time I found what people would say is my calling, and I was pretty excited about you guys coming back. This is my new favorite podcast. Thank you very much, sir. Especially because the level of depth in the thought process behind everything each of you are saying, it is refreshing, especially in this era where everyone has a mic and a ring light. Shout out to you.
Moving on.
All right, moving on. That being said, how una good day roast my popsy, Amodu Shaibu?
I wanted to ask, first of all, was this Shaibu Amodu's song?
Where do you want to start, Steve?
Where I want to start now. Well, how did you roast him?
Shaibu Amodu is the coach.
No, so
because we are always saying that he was always available to coach the Super Eagles anytime the Super Eagles.
Yeah, so Ahmed, I think we talked about it recently.
Yeah, I think we did.
But if Ahmed had listened to like previous episodes, he would know that we used to
hail your dad.
We used to hail your dad on several episodes. Because anytime they fire the coach or something,
it was there.
Just see
I think it was one we were talking about. Who's the Goose Hiddink of Nigeria? When I said it's Australia one, I think the recent. I can't remember.
I think it's to his testament of how he was always there to take on the team, and he would get the ship back steady.
He will stable the team.
Yeah.
For the next foreign coach.
And then you get a
then
something will happen again. You just see Amodu Shaibu has been appointed, and you just see him there at the touchline again. He's
no
there.
stress. No stress.
So shout out to your dad. Shout out to
May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Continue to rest in peace.
Amen. So he says, Ahmed continues. To be honest, I grew up around it, so it's not something I take personal. But I'm sending this because I'm not sure you guys would have thought his son was a fan of the pod.
Yeah, that's true.
To be honest, man, that's crazy.
That's true.
So shout out to you, bro.
I bet if you have free Super Eagles jersey,
How you gonna do
it's too
that,
expensive.
Bro? How you gonna do that?
I don't know. I'm not saying maybe they give them discounts. I don't know.
Okay, so a couple of other thoughts. No Gluts, No Gory is a classic album, and I don't even speak Igbo.
Who said that?
Ahmed.
Man, your dad is a legend. I think one of the best coaches in Nigeria ever.
Oh my God.
Of course he is now. Come on now.
Yeah.
Have you seen that interview?
No.
When they asked him,
Who's this?
Pep, who is your inspiration? So do you know Pep? Pep Guardiola.
Pep, where they sell clothes.
Pep Guardiola.
This is where they sell clothes. Kids clothes.
That guy scam us. First thing, that guy used to scam us.
Let's continue. We won that game now, 1-0.
1-0.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. He says, but I don't even speak Igbo. But that shit was so hard. I know all the words to Paso, Man of the Year, Alubam, and the opening track, Chibuzo. Also, does anyone know what track was sampled on Good Die Young? That song should be framed and put in the Nigerian Hip Hop Museum. Also, does anyone know what happened with Major Banks since that album? Major Banks has been here and there doing a couple of records.
Still around,
you know, he's also produced for Fino on, you know,
subsequent albums.
Yeah, but hasn't been as big as.
Yeah.
He also produced Shoki, by the way.
Yeah. He did stuff for Olamide too.
Yeah.
He did Shoki.
Yeah, he produced Shoki. Yeah, he's done a couple of stuff. Then he goes on to say, I've always thought that Ice Prince's Fire of Zamani ran so that the whole Palm Wine music movement could work. I see what you're saying. I see it. I think the reason it wasn't properly received was that fans were expecting a different kind of sound. And at the time, Ice may not have had the visual storytelling resources to sell the concept as well as it could have been. But there are some amazing high life tracks that should have been highlighted. Yeah, like Whiskey and Code.
Whiskey later came out.
Yeah, the record with Sonny.
I want to say something about Ice Prince.
Let me just finish this line. The album had production from Kenneth Gang and Sammy Gang vocals. I wish it could have dropped it again right now. Go ahead.
I think Ice Prince is suffering from, I think over time, you know, since he's no longer the cross of pop culture. Plateaued, right? Mm-hmm. I think Ice Prince suffered from being a straight, an instant success. That prevents you from experimenting and building a fan base, right? You just come straight to the top of pop culture. Everybody's your fan, not necessarily your fan, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody just loves the moment. They're just a consumer, right? You've not built a fan base.
That MI had.
Thank you.
Think of it.
Thank you. You've not built a fan base where you became a superstar off the gate too early. I think that's a problem.
Debut single was Oleku.
What?
Yeah.
Bro,
that's crazy.
Insane.
Bro.
Still a top 10 rap record.
God.
You went out top 5.
It's a problem. Yeah, I think that's
Followed
just the reason.
Superstar.
Yeah. Followed by Superstar.
Bro.
How do you do that shit?
Bro.
That's crazy.
You know, so I think that's the reason.
Your fans are just going to be
they're just going to be like consumers.
And you just move from upstart to boom.
Yeah, instantly.
And crazy.
You know what also happened? He didn't also have a bunch of records that didn't blow up, and he started building a fan base with those guys. If he had dropped 5-6 records that people knew he was come up with those records and he was performing those records, he didn't have it. He had just one record, and that record wasn't popular.
Yeah.
So he used to perform a lot of Put Your Lighters in the Air.
Oh, okay.
He performed that record. But Oleku took off.
Shit.
So it's only...
I get you.
No come-up record.
No come-up record.
50 Cent.
Bro. What?
Had
mistakes.
You know what happened to him?
Power of the Dollar, 50
Cent's feature, all those G-Unit mistakes too. A lot,
He was following a pop template of the pop guys.
The pop guys, they just
let's keep dropping songs.
Unless you're that's the level he was playing on.
That's the level he was playing on.
But you don't know. It was 3 of them. It was the Prince, Wiz, and Ice Prince.
They were the, that's true.
And Cheddar, they were the future of...
That's true.
But you don't know that Wiz, the new Wiz, the Wiz generation of Wiz, David, Olamide, were dropping singles at mad rates. There's only a few that can cope with that.
Yeah.
They took out P Square, Dibanja, and Two-Face.
They took them out.
In 3 years. Yeah.
Just by dropping singles.
The work ethic was crazy.
It was mad.
P Square will wait 2 years to drop an album.
Yeah.
By that period,
2011 is what changed the game.
2011 changed the game.
Dropped 30 songs. Flooded the market. Wait, who's listening to you?
I think 2015.
2011.
No. I'm talking about P Square's album. I wanted to say 2011 was the last most impactful album. But they had that.
The one with Mehdi.
But they had that. They had another run now with that dance. Not the
Double Trouble one.
Not the Double Trouble. The one that came with one dance now. What was the name? Alingo. That Alingo movement was also good. Alingo was 20.
That was the comeback album.
That was
2014.
15.
Yeah. So P Square don't try.
No. Top 5.
P Square don't try.
If you want to rank,
they drag them. Because even Paul had a hit record 3 years ago.
Without that fight.
Reason with me is a smash hit now.
I went to YouTube and checked the numbers.
Bro.
No, you see,
it's insane.
Bro, in Africa, they don't all these others say, P Square. People faint for them outside Nigeria.
Yeah, we saw those.
We saw those. P Square is mad.
This was
pre-internet, pre-Afrobeat hype.
And their what they called it, their catalog.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Who has the greatest catalogs?
let's not. Should we go into it now?
Okay, let's
Let's
finish this
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's finish fun.
All right, so
we just feel to fight so that.
yeah, Ahmed Amadou finishes up. Says great work on the. No, he says on Gangs of Lagos. I was equally impressed with Kazim's character. Remember Kazim?
The young boy.
No.
Who's Kazim?
Kazim is the villain,
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
the antagonist, right?
Oh yeah, we mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Said I wanted
With
to
Kazim's character, especially because I met him 8 years ago when he came as a guest instructor to watch my final performance in acting school.
say. Oh, you're an actor.
You're
Wow.
an actor, bro.
Guys,
This your image keeps taking us places.
Yeah, you go to football, music.
Yeah, exactly. Now you don't enter acting. Come on,
and at
man.
the time, he had been on the acting hustle for a couple of years. So to see him get his breakout role just now is really satisfying.
Yeah.
I've seen him act in person, and Gangs of Lagos is a small thing compared to his full
They
ability.
come with that.
Great work with the pod. I'm sure we'll cross paths at some point, and it'll be a great conversation.
What's his name? Again.
Ahmed Amadou.
Ahmed.
Yeah.
Double A.
Ahmed, you're up to something, oh. So
Yeah.
I think so. I think you're up to things, man. Let's
Shout out
keep
to
in
him.
touch. Let's talk.
Yeah. Says,
Shout out
but
to
no,
you.
they yab my pops. The story is more complex than it looks from the outside.
Your pops has
Bro,
a
we
painting
know.
somewhere. He has to paint it somewhere, one of these public places. I think it's Ojoleba somewhere close to the stadium.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, close to National Stadium.
Close to that. Yeah, very large.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
that's
large.
true.
Yeah, and he ends it by saying, and he's still the only coach to qualify Nigeria for the World Cup twice,
Spurs!
but wasn't allowed to take
To go
the
to
team
the World Cup.
That's what they do.
Shout
man.
out to the NFF.
No, Mitch, I love the NFL. I really love them.
I mean, nice hearing from you, man.
That was
Yeah.
dope.
That's dope.
That was dope. Okay, this is another one from The Oracle. Hi guys, it is great to send this mail. The last time I sent a mail was in 2017.
God damn.
I regard myself as one of your first 20 listeners when you guys started in 2016.
Thank you.
You guys saw me through my master's, that period in Canada. Now we're married with kids. Steve, I see you. Send Denzel here since you've decided not to come. Sometimes I just remember the K Solo episode and just laugh at how wild it was, as well as the Barnes episode with Terry the Rapman.
Yeah.
However, I want you gentlemen to discuss an industry, that is the gospel music industry. I feel as though they are not talked about so much when Afrobeat is being discussed. Those guys are cleaning out music streams, YouTube views, performance fees. I play in one of the largest Nigerian churches in Canada, and we tried bringing one of these A-list gospel artists, and the fee was in the high six figures in dollars.
Yeah.
I was aghast. Why is it not? Why is it that they are not talked about so much? The question is mostly from the resident Christian on the show, Steve Dede.
Nice,
I'm glad.
Thank you. I like that you acknowledged me. Yeah.
Steve Shenanigans.
Shut up your mouth.
Can I finish this? Please? Can I finish
Stop
this?
interrupting us.
Can I-
Don't ever interrupt anybody on this podcast again.
You started the interruption. That's the problem. I'm glad you guys are back, and long may your reign continue.
Thank you very much.
All right, so Steve, our resident Christian, Holy Police.
Thank you.
Get Excel to explain this thing.
I think we should get Excel on board. But yes,
Yeah.
Steve, go ahead.
20. You remember when we wanted to do like a gospel artist, like a gospel industry strategy approach, like
Oh, for
to yeah. You remember from 2019, immediately Osagie left. We talked about it. We have to cover them more. We just feel they've been
Neglected.
in terms of coverage. I think it's just the way how do I put it? It's just the media. The media is not talking about it enough, and that's affected the perception of gospel artists. I remember when Mercy Chinwo came to my church in 2019. And when the pastor told us how much they paid, I'm like, I can't sing.
Wait, hold on. Ayola was her backup singer.
Yeah, Ayola was about. That's where Ayola, anytime he leaves the office early to maybe he's not going home. He's not going to the mainland.
Yeah.
He's on the island rehearsing with Mercy Chinwo.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know I like
He
about,
came to the church that day now. He came to my church that day now.
Wow,
Yeah,
to
he came
minister.
to minister. Yeah. He was the backup
I like
singer.
about the gospel music industry. Once you have one hit, that's it.
You can ride it out.
You can ride it out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their song, how do I put it? He has their songs usually have more
Yeah,
lifeline
I'm saying now. They last more.
right? When Dawson released his album, right? I listened to the album that day. I think about 2 months later, if you go to the church, 2-3 of that records are among like the not choir, choir
exactly.
songs, like worship songs that people will sing. So it's already popular. So I'm like, how? So I was asking myself, like the Johnson song now, that song is mad. Right? So like about 2 weeks after the release of that album, I heard that song in church and everybody was singing that song. I'm like, who made this thing popular? Is it the choir or the album? Like, I don't understand how
people listen to gospel
music. People listen to gospel music. It's a very organic movement.
If you go to the podcast charts, right? A lot of religious
podcasts
are way up there, whether it's Christian or Islam.
Yeah, that's true.
And like you said, it was the media, because in the 90s, they used to cover gospel artists as big as any how would they call it, secular artists. At one point, secular artists were not started making gospel records, so they could just keep up, because that's how big they was. But
so you have to look at it. Who's doing the coverage?
Nobody.
Yeah, the people doing the coverage have a bias.
That's true.
And also,
there has to be a niche. There's no niche.
I also have a theory that they also have the people doing the coverage of music in Nigeria also have a bias against hip hop.
Also, you have to look at it. They should also look inward, because if a Redeem can have like a Dove TV and all these TVs, then I don't see why they cannot have their own media organizations that cover them for gospel.
We talked about it one time now. Like,
can you make money off it?
Churches have also been good, like awesome record labels in this country.
Yeah.
No, what's the name?
Christ Embassy.
It's the biggest.
I'm telling you.
Talent development camp or boot camp for gospel music in the last 10 years.
Then you have this guy who signs almost all of them.
That's Messi Chimon's guy, manager now. What's his name? He signed a lot of them.
He just signs like
Chidima too.
Biggest
gospel artist manager.
Yeah. And look at experience.
Manager or label. I think it's even a label.
I think it's more. Okay, if we call it that way, although it's not packaged that way. Okay.
Look at experience. Still
biggest concerts.
And they are the best. Like gospel artists are the best.
The most organized concerts.
They're the best songwriters that we have. They're the best the best songwriters are the best performers that we have, because before they come into mainstream, they've been singing and performing for the last 15-20 years. Bro.
Talent dev.
No, it's mad. In the gospel, it's mad.
It also now reflects on our own music industry in general. Look at almost all your producers. Fields was a drummer.
Don Jazzy.
Sam Clef was a drummer in Daystar.
Don Jazzy, what's nicest manager's name? Producer's name? ID Kabasa, all of them. Fuse.
You all come from the church. The church is like the place where you play. And because Nigerian schools, not every Nigerian school has that music department.
Music is not a culture in our educational system.
So you go to church and you start drumming or singing, and from there, it is what it is. But gospel is big. It's quite big. It's just that Afrobeats don't come everybody. And Nigeria don't spoil. Our generation don't spoil. So,
it's just pop culture. It's just popular culture is popular culture. It's youth culture.
You also need a clear agenda of let's try and push
gospel.
That's it.
Even the American gospel music used to be like very big back in the days. It's no longer like a
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Just please go and put them.
It don't finish. Exactly. Yeah.
Peace.
Punch that guy in the face.
You have to come and do choreography. Everybody come wear gloves.
White, conductor.
No.
So even them, they're no longer as big.
That's what raised us, man.
That's what raised us.
Yeah. All right, the last email from Anonymous. You know when that shit is anonymous. You know it's about it.
Shout out to Anonymous.
Yeah. All right, hello Giants. You guys are my idols. Thank you very much. There are so many other things I can say in appreciation, but I don't want to give off any rainbow energy. Side eyes AOT2.
Hey.
Everybody knows you are
homophobic. Osagie, what you said about church and hope and all that conversation around the beef series is true. A few weeks ago, I was on the phone expressing how depressed I am to my brother and basically looking for kind words. But instead of that, bro just said, bro, go to church. He made some salient points that convinced me to attend service the next Sunday. I cried all through the worship session to the choir ministration to the point where it became a distraction. At some point, the pastor called me to be taken up to his office. I pulled myself together eventually, only to fall apart again when the pastor came in a few hours later to ask what was wrong. I couldn't say. I couldn't put words to how I was feeling. I just know I didn't feel good at all, and that made me cry more. About a day later or so, I got back to thinking about the whole drama, and something struck me. I know myself a lot to know that there was no way I would have cried in any other situation. but there was something about that church setting that graced me with the space to be vulnerable and pour out my deepest pains. Of a truth, it was a needed experience. I still feel depressed, but attending services helped me, and I don't think I'm not going to stop attending again. I'm clinging because I know I have to get help somehow. What would you guys tell a person going through a depression phase? Personally, I think it's unrealistic to recommend therapy to everybody because it's relatively still a foreign concept in this part of the world.
And expensive.
Also, for some, chesting the cost is not beans.
I said it's expensive.
I would also appreciate your advice on this podcast idea I've been flirting with. For context, I was born and raised in the East, Abia State to be precise. There's a very rich trenches culture over here that serves as some sort of unwritten manual for every guy man to use to finesse the streets on a daily. Similar culture exists too in Enugu, where I studied, Onitsha, and even Port Harcourt to some extent. I'm looking to create a niche podcast that highlights and gives a voice to that lifestyle. I want to follow it with an entertainment edge. I know, Osagie, so many entertainment pods out there. I feel it could work because, believe me, people legit get on buses and bikes to come hang around myself and my friend a few years ago because our conversations were lit and our street lingua game was creative. I shared the idea of the pod with him a month ago and the possibility of co-hosting it with him. He was totally in, and he even suggested that we could sometimes reach out to our local talents for interviews and stuff. But saying that it's going to be niche because it would feature convos limited to the Eastern trenches, Eastern politics, street life, entertainment, etc., and also a heavy mix of English and Igbo languages. I don't know how to feel about this. Advice, please. I'm sorry, guys. The mail wasn't supposed to be this long. Pardon any typos too. I typed on my phone. Yo, shout outs to Steve just because. Hey, Tolani, if you're hearing this, pull up on these guys if they by themselves are not willing to bring you on as a guest. Anyways, thank you guys. Peace.
All right.
Okay, for the podcast one, I think you should just start.
I love what he's doing.
Just start. And start by interviewing people. Start by talking to people.
Local stories.
You don't need any huge equipment, right? Go on Jumia and just get those.
It's in Canada.
It's not. It's not. The guy literally. Were you listening to this whole shit?
Sorry. I was sorry.
You
I
said the guy's
missed
in
it.
Canada. This guy.
I missed it. Now make me no vex.
This guy says he's in the east of Nigeria. You say he's in Canada.
That's true.
It's in IPOB region.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God damn it, Steve! You're not listening to this pod. I don't know how people like you on this pod. You're come on.
It's toxic energy now.
Okay, that's what Nigerians like. Their president is boo boo.
They like Donald Trump. Nigerians like Donald Trump.
You
They like
understand?
North Korea. All those kinds of things.
This guy is my guy. He's my guy.
They would like a
He's from
shitty
East now.
podcaster.
But I love what he's doing. You don't need a fancy gadget. Just get what's that one you just recommend?
Go to Jumia, and just there's this one you just connect it to your phone, right? The USB to your phone and the mic lapel to your.
Yeah, to your.
You want to get
you hang it on your.
Yeah.
It's good.
I got one in my bag.
How much did you get yours for?
I bought my own.
I said those things. Do you guys know I said these things?
Did you ever put it on
You
WhatsApp?
really?
Did you
I
put
said
it on
props. You guys forgot stuff. I said props. I said ring lights.
You
I
dey put
said.
them for WhatsApp. You dey put them for Instagram. Are you on
I get Instagram
friend?
page. I go send you the Instagram page. I said these things. That you guys don't know.
I don't. Hey.
This is actually it.
Bro, they said these
I
things.
saw this
bro.
one at Ikeja and they told me 9K.
Yeah, I just got this one on Amazon.
Alright, cool.
Bro,
But yeah,
just
so you
send
know what
money,
we'll
I
do
will
for you?
give-
We'll actually put the link to the
Yeah, my guy.
to the
So you can get
yeah
all
to
the stuff.
Jumia. Yeah, we'll put it on.
There's something he said that picked my.
Sorry, I just want to finish the
Okay,
podcasting. So start off by just talking to people. Start off by interviewing a lot of people. These people you want to tell their stories. Just interview all of them, right? And then once you're done with that, have all those stories. Then you and your guy just do an intro to say what's good today. You guys have a mini conversation for like 20 minutes, and then go to the interview. And then once the interview is done, you come back and then you discuss it. So you're thinking, now how do I edit this? There are apps that can edit audio. People do like real fucking good videos with all these video apps, right? Where you
CapCut.
AI, they do
CapCut.
everything.
Bruv. So it's the same thing. Just you can use your phone to literally do all of this minor editing. And then how do you want to distribute your podcast? You just use Anchor. Right?
Free.
It's free. And then just share it with your friends. And please share it with us as well. Shout out to you. All right. So talking about the first part of this
Email. So you said something that is scared because it will be mostly in Igbo.
You're still on the podcast, P?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think that's a problem. I think if you look at Nollywood, one of the biggest mistakes like the Igbo entrepreneurs did when home video was practically booming in the 90s was they forgot the Igbo part. So there was no Igbo industry like the way the Yoruba movie industry was.
Because they all moved to English.
They all moved because they're looking for a bigger market, but that representation wasn't there anymore.
One of the most iconic Nollywood movies is still Ineka the Serpent.
Ineka the Pretty Serpent.
The Pretty Serpent.
Yeah, but at one point it was hard for you to get an Igbo speaking Nollywood movie. Then African Magic had to do African Magic Igbo so that the filmmakers can just be funneling there. Bro, there's nothing like supporting your bigging up your culture. Do it for me.
And from the three is that African Magic Igbo that is suffering the most. Lack of content.
Yeah, it's still suffering the most from lack of content.
Mm-hmm.
Even to today, the Igbo filmmakers prefer to do African Magic epic.
Yep.
Igbo stories are told in English because of the wider audience. So you need to represent your culture. So it doesn't matter if it's an Igbo you are speaking. Do it like that. Yoruba people don't give a fuck. We will speak at Yoruba, whether they like it or not. Somebody will listen. And keep doing it.
Facts.
At the end of the day.
But look at what the Yoruba movies are. Look at what the Yoruba guys are doing on YouTube.
They don't care.
Bro,
they're not caring about so would they understand?
Odunlade will put a 2-hour movie free on YouTube. They don't give a fuck.
It doesn't, and people watch it.
People will watch it. Bro.
Diaspora people they watch that
you
thing.
See somebody that tell that doesn't have money for data, but will still be watching.
We'll still be watching YouTube Yoruba movies on YouTube.
Bro, I was leaving my house today, right? And the person who helps with cleaning and everything, she was chilling on the couch watching Yoruba Nollywood movie on
Easily.
YouTube.
Yes, no.
Yeah.
So that's where it starts from. You have to build that foundation.
She doesn't even like going to Netflix. Like that's her shit.
Netflix is for you 1%. When there's YouTube for free, I'll see Odunlade there. I'll see everybody there. What's that? So you have to start your community and you have to start with Igbo culture. You have to represent that.
All right, so the first part of this fan mail, he talked about like going through depression, being depressed.
Oh, yeah.
I think for me, the number one thing is you have to talk to people.
Yeah.
And I understand that, talking to people also comes with its own constraints. You trust these people to share your secrets with, your life with. But I think you have to find people who are also going through similar or have gone through similar and express and talk. The more you talk, the more you let it out, the more you can,
catharsis.
you have that, release. And the more you can also arrive at a possible solution. Therapy is expensive. Guess what? There are apps that aren't as expensive as going to, a therapist physically at a physical office. So there's Talkspace. There are a few other apps. There's BetterHelp. Just try it out. Even if you can do it for a month, try it out and see if it helps.
Yeah.
Super important. But anything that makes you feel better and that is not killing you, right? Mm-hmm. So don't take drugs to cure depression.
No, that's shooting yourself.
Like I always say, don't meditate.
You need a t-shirt for that.
Yeah, there's some aspire to perspire
shit.
Yeah, don't call Maguire on this podcast.
Okay, sorry.
Please. See what will happen yesterday. All right, so we're done with all the fan mail.
Okay,
let's get into.
We're done with fan mail now.
I'm
saying if.
By the way, Steve actually sells that stuff. He showed me the IG page now.
So as I was saying, Time Magazine, right? They said they want to move towards ads. Why is everybody like ads has been difficult? Why is it?
Their paywall.
Yes.
And people are not paying. So there's no choice. It's not like there's a preference. And say yes, this is what we feel.
Okay.
Money no day again.
Time Magazine had the paywall.
Yes, now they are the paywall.
For me, I was reading Time Magazine free.
It's just only the cover stories that you read.
Okay.
It's
some are free, but
I don't go to Time all the time. You're only for a few stories anyway.
Yeah.
It's Wall Street Journal me I'm waiting for. So all the stories that I've not read, I'll go and read them.
The media space that will never go to drop that paywall. New York fucking Times.
New York Times.
Till the end of the day.
You know why? New York Times is still flexible. You can still read some articles. You get like 5 free articles.
No, when I do research.
At times, if you go incognito, you can, Wall Street Journal, you are not reading anything. That thing is like Alcatraz. None of those articles are coming out.
So, but when I see WSJ, something about Nigeria, I'm like, wow, I can't even bother.
Washington Post, you can still try. You see, Wall Street Journal, no way.
Mm-hmm.
No way. I'm not getting
It's so bad at Billboard.com. I started doing paywall too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Billboard, Rolling Stone, all of them started doing paywall.
Media is a tough business.
But guess what? The misinformation sites, you can read those all the time.
Of course.
That's true.
But the quality journalism, now, Vox will soon start paying.
But I understand why, and I think I had this argument with someone the other day, and I understand why people have to sell. People say, "Oh no, it's news. You should share it with everybody." No, buy it. It's information that was formed and created.
Quality
news.
Yes. should be paid for.
money.
The problem is that the downside to that is that people who can't afford it or won't pay will then go and be misinformed by platforms that can.
True.
That's the downside.
Yeah.
But you know, that will not concern people who still they sell the content. You know, should we start selling this podcast? Yes, now Apple. We can. It's called the Apple Podcasters Program. Yeah, are people ready to pay 2,200 naira a month, subscription based? Boom.
No, diaspora can do that. They're big boys.
No, if we do it, everybody's just going to go to another app that doesn't. Only if we make it an Apple exclusive.
Apple never give us that back.
You understand?
Tim Cook.
Yeah, but we're selling.
You're selling. Apple don't need to give you the bag.
Selling.
Oh, that's it.
So I understand what you're saying. So yeah, that was it. That's
all right,
that.
good.
No,
Yeah. Okay, so we've done that. Bad is back.
Yeah.
Bad is back. The bat signal is in the air. The Batmobile.
001.
British
The bat is back.
British tobacco. Who's bat?
What did they do? You know?
Bola,
You're talking to your.
Which bat did we talk about this morning?
You're talking to.
We're talking about one bat.
Did I never said bat.
What did you say?
No, he said he passed that place. He never said
I didn't even say bat. No,
Oh.
even when before you got to the studio, Steve and I were talking. I didn't still say bat.
What did you say?
What did you say? You started the
I said
conversation.
bat.
And what did I say immediately?
I can't remember now. What did
I
you
said
say?
British American tobacco.
It's still bat now.
Nobody says bat.
Eh.
There's only one bat.
But on the office, in the office, they wrote bats there. BAT.
And because
And
space
so,
not to
but
pay.
when you see it, you say it. I'm at the bat office. Is that what you say?
I can say it.
And anybody in this Lagos will say, "Oh, okay, I know where it is."
They'll go jog about now.
They call it BT.
Bad is back.
Yeah, that is.
Well,
After years.
with charger.
Wait, let's go. First of all, go. Charlie Boy. You're too old to be cracking this kind of thing.
Was it Charlie Boy that said that?
So Charlie Boy.
Charlie Boy be wild.
This is wild.
See, I left it today. See, rise in scooter on like Okwebi Road.
You know, one day I was jogging. I just saw Charlie Boy jogging on a good road randomly, and the way he jogs is so funny. You know, so I actually stopped and I was just like, "What the fuck is going on this Saturday morning?" Charlie Boy is just jogging here.
Yeah.
Charlie boy.
So Tinubu came back into the country on Monday, I presume. Yes. He came with his private jet after a month's absence away from the country. He was in France. Now, why he was in France, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But he came down. He came to greet his supporters.
Came off the jet.
Shout out to the jet. And you know, he raised his two hands and
Musa charger.
once again, Tinubu's
The bad boys can't rest.
Tinubu's publicists were like, "Oh my God, why did he have to raise?"
I think my
So what was when
So there was
what did you say?
I can't remember what it's called.
allegedly syringe
A syringe
needles or something like that.
tied to his arm.
A syringe or a syringe? I don't know. What
Syringe like
a pot,
you know,
the syringe pot, like a
Like a
line.
syringe, yeah.
like a line,
An
yeah.
IV line.
An
Like
IV line, yeah.
something
Sorry,
like
sorry.
an
And quickly, trust boys, Baba don't do trade. And they said, that our guy is carrying, essentially is carrying a charger along with him, just in case the battery dies.
Bro, can you break this thing down?
There's
properly?
charger now. Is it not charger?
Why you guys?
So it
do
means
this?
that people who can't properly take medicine or eat foods, that's the way they can.
So there's a fluid pass through that
there's
line.
a fluid path,
Allegedly.
allegedly,
This is what reportedly as well.
Reportedly,
Yeah.
it's not for
Allegedly.
It's for people who cannot do the basic thing of eating or consuming stuff or taking drugs and everything. And with the context of Tinubu's health, this has magnified once again his health problems and health issues.
Yeah.
He should have just kept his down. I don't know why he had to.
That's my main problem
Just
from
well
and this.
So it means that the publicists and those guys are not doing a
They're
great
not
job.
doing-
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
Watching
It
the
looks so
diplomats,
tacky.
right? And
Yeah.
just a simple ambassador.
Bro,
look at how many
people are around
invested
making sure that
in
she's
how
She's a-
this is the president
We're
elect
watching a series called
Okay.
the diplomat on Netflix.
You know,
No, Oyibo standard is higher.
Bro, that's my point. Our standards should be higher. Like this is the
there's a
president.
budget.
This is the
So
president elect.
Nobody
Nobody around thought that this is an Akbar that he overflows from the shoulder. If he raises his hand, like it was so tacky. I'm like, there's a way you should do this thing and nobody will even know. Like you should be. The standard is so low, bro. Like that was just my main takeaway from that point. Like obviously, someone like Joe Biden, things could be happening too. Like with
It's
him,
not
like,
saying-
these people are old, right?
It's not like
But the
schools.
way they are packaged, like the way they do everything and they make sure they're okay, they're properly presented. Bro, I was so disappointed. I'm like, what is this haphazard?
Where we enter again.
Oh man, it's so disappointing to see. Not an old man, an elderly man, can be having one sort of treatment or the other. That's fine.
What happened to the man before him?
Exactly. Look at him now. He looks like an athlete now. Remember when he first started?
Travel blogger.
Exactly.
So Nigeria's health problems from 1998 in terms of our president is very, very alarming.
Yeah, it's very alarming.
Or from Yara last time?
No, 98. Abacha died then. So he had.
Abacha died then.
No, Post Obasanjo.
No.
Oh, I was just saying Abacha died
Everybody
too.
who died or had health issues.
Yeah.
As head of state.
Okay.
Yeah.
Abacha died. Yaradua died. Buhari had health.
Buhari went.
Adompa was looking. They already doing ta. You know, Baba said no.
Baba said no. Baba's spirit is strong.
This one again.
This one is back. Yeah.
I don't understand.
What's going on in a country where the average age is 19?
Yeah. Shows you where we are.
And life expectancy is what?
54.
So shout out to Tinubu. He has even done overtime. He has done overtime.
So I'm like, that was just my main takeaway from that. Like the whole thing was so just tacky. Like it wasn't well done.
Even the way he was answering questions with the media.
Look at even there was a screenshot, like there was a close-up video of a man telling him what to say. Like, I'm the guy.
He's 4 years old.
4 years.
Bro.
Well, the country chose him now, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Then the next day he was moved to the defense house once again. Him and Shetima, right?
With 105
it's all the
convoy.
all the policemen we need in Lagos.
Hold on. Just before that, I just remember that Star Plus sang a song saying 4 years don't waka, we still they carry go, nobody waka, nobody go solo. Then a few years
Everybody.
They fucked up.
the Tunde guy went solo.
Yeah.
Okay, back. So he's moved to the defense
House now.
Good.
Safe and secure.
In Abuja, right?
Yeah. He's receiving the same security briefings that
That Buhari receives.
Buhari is receiving.
Yeah.
So that now when he enters the office, he'll not be shocked about what's
30 days.
30 days, my nigga.
Would there be public holiday on May 29th again?
No.
No, they've shifted it. No, maybe now that
12 is Democracy Day.
Yes.
Swearing in is still May.
Swearing is still May 29th.
Public holiday.
But maybe now that the year, we don't do handover every year. Maybe every 4 years it will be a handover. It will be a public holiday.
Also coincided with Democracy Day.
Yeah, that's why it was a public holiday.
29 was Democracy Day where you were sworn in. They now said, let us honor Abiola and then make June 12 Democracy Day.
That's the official public holiday.
Yes,
but now that this year now is swearing in,
is it going to be a public?
Is it going to be a public? The government has now announced.
Why is it a public holiday? Because they are swearing him.
It shouldn't be a public holiday because they're swearing in a new president now. He's working. Wait, why shouldn't I be working?
It might be because they're also swearing in governors that day too.
They are swearing in them. They are swearing governors in. Are they not working?
Please, if let's say you work, you're eager to work. You don't want one free day. You know, how Muslims help us. Muslims.
No, the public holiday last month was just too much. Even me, my mind don't they judge me. Make I go work.
Fuck all the atheists. Can I give us one public holiday?
Is there a public holiday? It's not.
No.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not a public holiday.
It's not. So after Workers' Day, the next one is June 12th.
It's June 12th.
Make all of now go work.
Yeah.
Now try.
Then after June 12th, let's say October 1st.
October 1st? No. What of Salah?
So okay, Salah will come through. 2 days.
Salah will come through now. Salah will come through.
Shout out to our Muslims.
I like 2 day holidays. Other 1 day holiday doesn't count for me.
Yeah.
2 days, it has to be 2 days.
Shout out to Muslims. Christians, we need to update our holidays.
No, we don't try now. Easter and Christmas now.
Christmas is normal. Christmas is so close to New Year.
No, after Workers' Day, there's Children's Day now.
You're mad.
Write your boss. So are you not a child?
You're a child of God.
At least.
What do you mean?
So
yes, he's going to be inaugurated or sworn in on this thing.
Yeah.
His wife, the first lady, has decided not to go to the House of Senate anymore, and she's now.
No, of course she didn't come out. No, she didn't.
After Democracy Day, you still have Eid el-Kabir on the 29th and 30th of June.
What?
Isn't that Salah?
That's Salah now.
That's when they killed Ram.
Yeah. That's when they killed Ram. That's Salah now.
Yeah. So all you guys can't run away now.
And then on September 27th, you have Eid el-Malud.
I think Muslims don't update one. They don't get one update. We need to update our own. The day of the burning bush or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to
it is in call traditional. What of traditional worshippers?
So traditional worshippers they are actually lobbying that they need a day for themselves, and I agree. Shango and Ahmadiyya need a day.
So that would be complicated because it won't be a federal holiday. Because it won't be a federal. Because will you give
no, anywhere there's a god in your area.
Okay, that day should be. So the day they are doing Ahmadiyya one, they will do Sango. What of if Ahmadiyya and Sango do the same day?
Now that's your day. Everybody else.
Okay, we should just choose one day for traditional
It's like Black
worshippers.
History Month.
So, so everybody
Traditional
worship
day.
your God in
Worship
that day,
your God.
whether that day them born them or not.
Or a festival, come on. And your
Because they're African gods, there's no recorded dates of birth. They don't record them.
So just-
like they record Jesus Christ own
so-
and Muhammad own. Everybody just do it once.
Yeah. It's only fair. It's only right.
All right then.
All right. So
On a
Tinubu-
scale of 1 to 10, what's the confidence you have in your president-elect?
1 to 10.
Yep.
I'll say 5.
5. Okay.
5 is fair. I'll say 5. 5 in terms of and the only thing is because he likes money,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
He's someone who has generated wealth, so he likes money. He will like money. So I feel he will give us favorable economic policies that will open up the market.
Better than what we have.
Better than obviously. You guys know my thought about Buhari.
One thing I know is it's not going to be as conservative as Buhari in terms of the economy.
Of course, I'm saying like he's going to hopefully make some economic policies that's going to like benefit the free up the market, and people will make more money and life will be more easy, like a little bit easier for us.
What do you think about taxation?
Right, but if people have money, people will pay tax, so it's fine. There's no. My problem is paying, increasing tax when there's not been any increase in economic activities or something like that, or more money people are earning.
But on the flip side, when you said economy open, you know that on the flip side, that's also to encourage something.
Yeah, of course. That's why I say he likes money. So he's someone who generates wealth, who would like to generate wealth.
Those Alausa boys are not going to Abuja because they like Nigeria.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't even have a problem with that. As long as the ordinary Nigeria is benefiting from it in a way,
yeah,
I'll be fine. I think the other part, the part of the 5 that why I give him 5 is because I don't have the level of trust in terms of his intention. I don't think I can trust him. I think there will be a lot. I think there'll still be that nepotism thing happening. So, like the typical Nigerian politician thing, right? That happens with Nigerian politicians. Yeah. So that's why I'm giving him 5. The other 5 is for the hoping that like economically Nigeria does better than what we are doing now, because this man came and took us back like another 20 years.
Took us to the 80s.
So there's nothing that's going to be as bad as this. So hopefully, so I'll say 5.
Okay.
Ayo.
I'll give him a 3. And that's because I don't want my host to be crushed the way it was crushed by Buhari. So I don't give you F9 already.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
anything where you do about
fair.
that, I'm fine.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Like you said, the economy is going to be good, but on the flip side,
hopefully, yeah.
Size of government is still.
Yeah, cost of governance is not coming down. It will even increase. Yeah.
You are going to see a lot of white elephant projects because you need money to move up and down for some reasons. So they're going to give us a lot of Gargantuan projects that we're never going to see the end of the day. They'll never ever, do.
So you think more focus on infrastructure?
I don't think he'll be where he will do that for himself, but not all these roads or anything like that. But economy he will do well, but other parts, I'm not sure about security. I don't think he can handle security, healthcare.
That's what I'm most interested.
That's what. I think the security. Mine is the economy and security.
I'm talking about that security in the north.
In the north, yeah.
I want to see how we handle power too.
But a general couldn't handle it.
But I saw an infographic where they said like the security in the north.
Wasn't Jonathan being sabotaged?
Insecurity has reduced. Yeah, it has. It has reduced. It has.
Yeah.
It has actually. To be fair.
Oh, they were just chilling for the elections finish. So,
well, no, there was it was like a 6-year map, and it was going down.
Going down. Okay, that's fair.
But the thing is that one bomb explosion is too much, no matter what.
Yeah. Because 30 people died recently reportedly in South Kaduna, stuff like that. 30. So when we say things are reducing,
you see pains because one life is equal to 30 people dying, so it's still nothing. But
yeah, I think security and economy is I think are the most vital part of.
Whether he will last this
security, right?
Whether he will last this 4 years is another conversation.
We pray it does. Because the instability that it leads to will be too much.
The problem we had with Yar'Adua's wife and Jonathan.
Yeah, never again. Especially in this social media era that will amplify and make everything toxic.
Anybody can tweet anything and run with it. So
I think another thing. I want to say something I've forgotten. I'm talking about economy. I forgot what I want to talk about. Okay, I'm also happy that they've cancelled plan to remove subsidy. subsidy on its own is a very good. Removing subsidy.
They've cancelled the ban to remove the subsidy.
The plan to receive. They've cancelled the plan to remove subsidy. They don't also remove subsidy.
Yes.
Yeah, but now they've cancelled, like they've halted their plans. They're not removing subsidy anymore.
And you're happy about it?
I'm happy about it because I like the idea of subsidy. I don't like the idea of governments using money that they don't have to subsidize.
So I think you mean the inverse.
You say you like subsidy, or you like
You don't want a subsidy.
I don't want subsidy.
And so
you like the removal of subsidy.
No. I didn't want subsidy before for some reasons. For two reasons. One, the government we don't have money. Government shouldn't be paying subsidizing.
Yes.
Two, I think there's a lot of fraud that goes on with it in terms of the number of fuel that we consume, and that's where the scam is happening, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted it off. But the reason why I'm happy that they've cancelled that plan is because you can't be telling the people to suffer when there is no clear cut down on cost of governance. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't still be burning money as a government.
You can't be having 40 cars.
I'll be having 40 cars on, like I've been doing all sorts with money, and you're cutting and you're removing subsidy, and people are buying fuel for 500, 700 naira, and people are suffering.
Yeah.
And there's no evidence, there's no clear cut of cost of governance. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
It will be tone there for them to
it will be thrown there for them to do it. And I know that this Nigerian government, the new one coming in, is not going to cut down on any cost of governance. So there's no need to remove subsidy. Make everybody just they go.
So that's something to go.
If you no go
suffer, make why people go suffer.
If we're not in the same boat.
If we're not in the same boat, there's no need.
Yeah.
You can't force people to suffer and you're chilling.
You should remove subsidy.
Yeah, ideally you should remove it.
But the fear is that the people who are now suffering are people who you've disenfranchised financially for
Yes.
2-3 decades.
Yep.
And like I was saying in the group, you also don't have alternatives to,
Bro.
for consumption.
Yeah, we don't. We use it for lights.
Nigeria say petrol economy.
Very, very. Yeah.
Everybody needs cars.
Exactly.
It's not as if you have alternative.
You don't have
transport.
alternatives. Yeah.
If 70% of this country have
Power
power,
24/7,
okay,
bro.
that's another reason to say, okay, you
For
know what? People are no longer like that
You
much
go to the
dependent on
first station, you
fuel
can buy fuel to power
a generator.
It doesn't reduce.
It reduces a hair.
If I can enter,
But now there's nothing.
if I can enter train
No lights.
to work,
The cost of you people in government are squandering money anyhow. Then you want to remove subsidy. The only thing that Nigerians are benefiting from you people. No. Doesn't make sense.
yeah.
You know what I saw in the group that I just gave up today was when, I don't know who put it in the group, said the cost of power banks was
Samsung.
it was the amount we used to buy
Generator.
generators some
But,
years ago.
remember that first set of generators?
Yeah.
I better pass my neighbor. I bought it for 8,000 naira in 2012.
You can't buy a 25 what was it?
Now I better pass my neighbor is 40,000 naira. By the way.
It's the MH, the
Yeah.
big power banks. You can't buy for 9,000 naira.
No, you can't. No. Maybe. Yeah, you can't.
Bro, do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah.
And let's talk about our money too. Also, is shit.
Of course.
I mean, inflation is there, but still.
Yeah.
Still.
still,
Come on.
inflation should not be that high. So this is what we hope that Tinubu can even address. Let us even see.
This is
But some people won't be happy that that the price of dollar would come down because all their money is in dollars.
No, I beg.
why will it come down?
Yep.
Do you think it will come down? Why?
Yeah, I mean we're at 730.
730.
Uh-huh.
730.
Yeah.
So come down to when? To what?
500. Is it possible?
Just let me know so I can help.
Bro, since when?
Rabiu, how far?
Rob you.
Rabiu.
Since when?
Not
I
happening.
don't know. Like I don't know.
Not
Like,
happening.
it's not happening.
Unless they remove that.
Worst case
Mayfi.
600. Pegged.
Pegged.
Yeah.
600.
Yeah,
So,
600.
we're
What's
talking
pe-
about black market.
Black market. That's what I'm saying. Black
Bro,
market.
now
no.
black market.
Now black market. Now you get CBN rate. Maybe you give me.
Let me say if I define.
So
If you get me, I know anybody I beg.
I don't have a problem with dollar going down. If it goes down, I'll buy more because I know that it's still going to go up.
Still going up. Right? That's what my brother said.
So there's no need.
I said,
I can't panic over dollar
going
thing.
up.
Yeah, it's still going up.
The foundation of our
If it goes down, this is an opportunity for people to buy more because at the end of the day, it's still going to go up. So I don't
an investment.
have a problem with it at all.
Ayo's tweet went viral.
Yeah.
Ayo, do you want to tell us about your tweet?
So I tweeted over
Pop
the
culture
week.
maverick.
So I
Yeah.
said over, it was something I was thinking
Pop
about.
culture connoisseur.
The two things went viral. This not the first one, not viral. So Odi for real tweeted a video. Is it Odi for real or Double F? Tweeted a video from Terms and Condition podcast. Oh, you didn't see it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that went
I
viral
had to use that one.
too.
So
You
it
have to
was
mute
about-
it, right?
It was about Yoruba tax in the music.
In the music industry.
Okay, who
This was-
tweeted it?
So Ayo was on
it's
Thames and
audited.
Connection podcast like some months ago, right?
Last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
So they were discussing the Yoruba tax thing, him, Melody, and Tolani.
Yeah, they're using nice and flavor.
They're using nice and flavor. You know, the arguments came up again. So the
Why
guy,
did the argument come up again?
I don't know.
Yeah, people tweeted this that why this argument come up.
Should I tell you why? Please help me go on Google.
Somebody said nice.
Help me Google Nigerian unemployment rates. Please help me Google it.
Oh, wait,
All right, hold on.
Please help me.
Yeah, so Nigerian employment rate rise to 41% in 2020.
Unemployment. That means
KPMG
41% of people who are supposed to be working
are not working.
are not working.
means
That's why the
out of 10
flavor.
people,
That's why the flavor and nice conversation is coming up again on Twitter.
out of 10 people, 4 are unemployed.
Yeah, you get so So the guy tweeted the
That's
video.
crazy.
So I now in that video I broke down like it's just an imagination of people.
Is that image? Yeah.
I mentioned I referenced this. The first head is Peace Corps cleaned out. Even Jolokoye won. They won like 7 that day. The Okoye brothers, all of them took like 6 or 7. 2008.
They were the biggest winners.
Yeah, 2008 they didn't win. Asha shot them out. The band,
Yeah,
Olumente,
one day.
and they started
The
shouting.
band, yeah.
Started shouting it was a Yoruba Awards. And I said, but when you won in 2006,
It's just the Yoruba award.
it wasn't a Yoruba.
Funny
Award.
enough, they had just dropped Game Over, but Game Over wasn't qualified.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't dropped in the window.
in the window.
It was dropped very late. Do you
Yeah.
understand? So
Yeah.
the impact
So Game Over
Wasn't
yet.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
I'm like, but you didn't.
And since that time they've won again.
You won.
Since
You won
then.
again.
course.
So-
Many other artists who are not even Nigerian and Yoruba artists have won also. So why are you shouting Yoruba tax and everything? I also said that you are saying, oh, Lagos is that Lagos has a Yoruba tax policy. I know many Lagos artists that have not broken in Lagos. That
Yep.
are sort down on the proverbial queue. During that period, you find people like Ajabo Oslas, Omale, guys from other parts of the country.
Where's Ruga from?
Muga is in Lagos, is a Yoruba boy.
Okay.
Fave, all these people, they've come to Lagos and they've exploded. But you guys never highlight this. But once something doesn't work for one of your favorites, you now say, oh, this is Yoruba tax. I don't believe that.
But
Yeah.
there is, we have to acknowledge there's some sort of undertone just because, right? And this is a natural order because of the geographic location of the city.
I
Do you
agree.
understand?
I
And it
agree.
would have happened if it was also domiciled in another part of
I
the
said it
country.
now. I
Do you
said-
understand?
I said-
And that's just natural order. You can't control that, right? You're all in Lagos. It's
Yeah.
dominated by, it's in the southwest.
Yeah.
You're going to have some sort of bias. More of people on the radio are from that region. That's
Bro.
of natural
And I asked
order.
the question that is Pasuma as big in Lagos or Southwest as he is in Enugu?
No.
But is Pasuma saying Enugu is shutting him out? It's just geography.
It's true.
Imagine if Pasuma came and
It's
said,
true.
my records are not being played.
Enugu. Of course it's not going to be played.
Because nigga is not going to be
You have a
played.
point.
But it's
So-
not a case of saying, oh, we're not fucking Igbo people. Flavor is very big in Lagos.
Huge.
Huge. Anywhere in Lagos, people bomb Flavor.
Huge. And guess what, guys?
Sorry,
Yeah.
and what's their name? These cavemen.
Yeah.
People don't talk
Everybody-
about
yeah, everybody
cavemen.
love cavemen.
One have a head is, but nobody talks. But
Everybody loves cavemen.
bro, all of a sudden you now remember this. Come on, man.
Yeah, and I think
better.
we've also moved in digital age, right? Where everybody can consume.
Where that
everything.
barrier is
Yeah,
no longer.
you've broken that
Broken.
barrier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
This and how many
How many people are using radio to break records?
We just
Modus
got-
Black Declan Rice, was it radio
Was it-
that
social media.
broke it?
That part
Come on.
of the industry, they don't even like radio, so they just went internet.
So just get your digital game up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your marketing and digital game up
Yeah.
and,
And
that's
also,
it.
even
And break your
in
records.
advanced music industries, there are hotspots everywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
And if you are hot as an artist, show promoter will call you.
Easily.
Atlanta is the hottest place in hip hop in the world right now.
Yeah.
And if you want buzz, you go Atlanta now. If you want promo, you go to New York and get me Charlemagne and Envy now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Having said that, Nice versus Flavor. Why is this a matchup?
It's Yoruba Igbo. I
It's
don't know-
Yoruba Igbo
But I
thing.
don't know why they chose the two of them. It's very weird.
They're also from different eras.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Nice came way before Flavor.
No.
When the Flavor dropped Nabanya? Oh yeah. Let me check.
Check it out. It's almost the same year.
No.
Nice.
Nice was as 2005. I knew Nice. Sorry.
2005.
When he did Give Me the Lighter,
Yeah.
Give Me the Gun.
Flavor is about 2
First
years.
album now, Certificate.
Yeah. Flavor is like 2 years later.
Even before
2007.
I heard him on.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That
Oh
was
shit.
that's same.
Nabanya is 2005.
Go ahead.
okay.
They're the same era.
When was Two Shots?
They're
and
the
Nice?
same era.
2 shots and I made them talk.
Made them-
20.
Made them
2005.
talk
2005.
2005.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they're from the
Oh,
same
man, that's
era.
a jam.
Yeah.
Made
They're
them
from
talk
the
is a
same era.
jam.
They're from the same era.
They're from the same era.
So I
Yeah.
think the question started was like, which one is bigger? Ashawo or Gongwaso?
It's Congress or no?
Come on, man.
That's not even. Why are we having that conversation?
Come on, man.
And Flavors Ashawo is a fucking huge jam.
Bro, it's
We can now say one has a longer lifespan.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice and Flavor's career is comparison is simple. Flavor never hits nice peak.
Yeah, but
right?
it's had a longer.
But he has at his own level. He has had a longer lifespan. I would say a better career.
Yeah.
Flavor, got longevity, his performance on stage.
He's still hot now.
Bro, he's still hot now. He has like 4 hits now, like 3 hits now, right?
Lion the Conqueror.
Is that song is.
Thank you. That song is a hit in.
Is a hit in the Lagos,
yeah.
But Flavor never hits. See, Nas the nicest 3-year run.
Somebody said was there.
Oku. Hey.
Somebody said was there ever a year that Nice was number 1?
What?
Are you joking?
What? So the analysis is very easy to make.
And again,
one has had a longer career and better career, but the other has had a bigger peak, bigger moments than Flavor. So it's the same.
I think for me, if you ever to critique Flavor, I think Flavor's problem why he has never hit like the top 3 or top 4. And it's not because he cannot do it. He doesn't want to go fully into Afrobeat.
Yeah, so he's still playing on that high life.
He's still playing on
contemporary high life. He can actually do it.
He can do it.
He can do it too. He's a fucking good musician.
There are 2 records that I always use. I say if Flavor enters Afrobeat, everybody's dead. That record with Sarkodie and Mastercraft.
Hey.
Then there's a record with Jimmy Jat. If you listen to those 2 records,
turn up.
But that turn up is a jam.
Bro.
Turn up is a jam. That's true. That's true. Flavor just loves that. Again, it's true. It's true. What you're saying is true.
For his economic model, it makes more sense.
It makes more sense because he has more weddings, more funerals, more celebrations, more parties.
There are days where Flavor does 4 weddings.
Bro.
And he has to take private jets every
Bro, and that 4 wedding is not 1 million.
Flavor.
Bro, Flavor is a problem. He has had a better career, but he has never had a higher peak than Nice.
He's not so big as he should be.
He doesn't do more interviews. I think his last interview was he doesn't care, bro. He's making too much money. Yeah, Fino has entered. Fino has always been like that, even in his peak.
Withdrawn.
Very withdrawn. Yeah.
Yeah, jam, man.
This is a jam.
It's true. This guy is a fucking beast. Plays the piano, plays the guitar, plays the drum. Flavor is a bastard. Flavor. Oh god.
Bro, you hear these albums? R&B, pop,
everything.
High life,
bro. Golibe. Gospel.
Come on, man.
Yeah. The nicest.
Collaborates really well.
Really well. African rapper number 1. Come on now. Give him one of the biggest verses. Come on, man. But in terms of peak, come on, one nice deed in 3 years. Yeah, so that's that for that conversation. So thank you, jobless people, for dragging us back to this conversation.
I'm not trying. They don't understand nuance.
Yeah, nothing. You pick one, you hate the other. If you pick one, it's just.
Is that duality? I like one.
People.
It must be black and white.
Our schools have to do. Our educational system has to be better.
Shout out to Mr. Education. All right, so your second tweet that went viral. Two viral moments. Hey, God.
Elon Musk. I deserve right now.
No, 1 million.
No blue tick for you.
It's 1 million. If you ain't paying, don't bother.
So I tweeted this.
Might not be a notable person.
Did you see the 69%?
Yeah, it's not 70.
I've never seen.
Somebody CC'd us on mentioned us on Twitter.
I've never seen a billionaire that petty.
No, Elon Musk is petty. I kind of like.
They put 70%. They said no, we are less than 70%. Less than 69.
69.5%. So in my tweets, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I said, in the ultimate versus battle, which era of Afrobeat will win? And I did this in 20-year blocks. 98, which obviously is the start, as we all know. 1998 to 2008, right? And that would be Two Baba, P-Square, D'banj, Nice, Wandiko, etc. 2008 to 2018, artists, Whiskey, Davido, Tekno, Tiwa Savage, Olamide, Burna Boy, etc. 30 songs for each era. And everybody are like, brah.
I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer.
I have an answer.
Let me see the mention. It depends on the.
Bro.
It depends on the.
This is like
on the audience of the
like,
judge,
No,
the judges.
No, everybody.
no, it will be a mix.
It will be a mix.
No, you can even. I mean, see, if you're going to be biased, then you shouldn't be a judge.
But one thing everybody said.
This is like peak Man City playing peak Liverpool.
But one thing everybody said was that Wandeko go represents for two sides. That he's the.
He's not representing in two sides.
He say he go knock anyone. He go knock anybody for any two sides.
Oh, this is a great.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
This is a great.
I have a bias to one era, and people will be surprised.
It's the new era now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know why? They went out for more hits than the previous. The previous era were going for classic albums.
Yeah,
They
because
were
it was
going
an
for more
album.
hits.
So it was an album market
Yeah.
and this is a single market.
Not
So the
except-
single market, yeah.
Because
So two things. So the 98 era had the better albums.
No.
These guys had the better
more
singles.
classics are from the 19th
Yeah, because
era.
you know, so you know the
You
way,
couldn't do the singles. You couldn't do the singles market in 98 to 2008.
Yeah, it wasn't working.
It wasn't working.
you know the way they are very, and I'll tell you why, right?
Yeah.
It's because this era, right? They're very, very finicky about what drops.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you drop something, it has to go to the chart. It has to chart. Back then, you could release like 1 million stuff and just drop it.
Nobody
you don't
cares.
care. You know,
Nobody
make
knows.
it work on radio.
I foresee something. This battle, if it happens, you remember when Zikoko caused trouble between millennials and Gen Z?
Oh,
You
really?
remember?
Yeah.
This might happen again. Yeah, I remember.
This
happening
battle will bring it.
We just need two very good debates.
This battle will bring it. That's Zikoko try for that vibe,
Yeah.
that moment.
Bro, I was listening to, just talking about Wandeko, right? My music was on, I was
Shuffle.
walking out, cardio, and it was on shuffle, and he played his record. Bro, I think this is peak Afrobeats. This record from the production.
Who produced Don Jazzy now?
Yes. The bass. Can you hear that bass line? Then Wandeko's delivery, Wandeko's writing. Wandeko is best Afrobeat writer.
Artists with the most range.
Yeah. The pen is incredible.
See, there are three artists you can't copy in Afrobeat. Two-Face, Burna,
And Wandeko, they are elite.
They are the ones that
Yeah, elite
They
musical
can do
talent.
any genre. They can feature on anybody. They can do any.
Elite
everybody
music
is
talent.
derivative
Bro,
of these
listen
three
to this
artists.
verse. This thing is doing was jacked for years. No. People jacked this shit for years. Then he goes,
It's true. It's only Bonawa and Two-Face that can do this thing.
yeah, they're the only ones.
Two-Face did that rhyming thing.
The writing, Wandeko is a genius.
Everybody's a derivative of those three.
Two-Face is a beast.
Now you guys want me, so I did a music in time recording, and I broke down R&BW,
Oh.
and I had the opportunity to
With who?
listen with shout out to Belemayu. I know you're pissed.
Ooh, Belema.
Look at Steve's face. I know Steve. Funny enough, I said it on the podcast. I think I said it on the podcast or before that.
Yeah.
If Steve finds out I did this album without him, I'm done.
This is Steve.
But
not
she was a fantastic guest.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
She's in Lagos,
You
right?
love it. She's in Lagos.
I'll listen.
Sure.
No,
Yeah.
she was a fantastic.
That's my favorite R&B album. That's
I
my
know,
favorite
I know.
R&B
I've done
album.
your two favorite albums because I've already done Waje's.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll pick another album for you. See, bro, Two-Face on Good Loving Remix.
What?
It destroyed my.
Love it. Ah, fuck.
I'm just going to go to his verse.
I can bet it was a freestyle.
I swear.
Yeah, Two-Face about him.
Anywhere she want to go, we go, they go. What did I talk about? See the little thing in France on
Nah, Rome.
I just say wait for the person who go try and make a hammer with my motor. Make them know, say I know they use this girl, they play. Not be say one thing, do one thing. If I hear,
See, they scatter my head.
I always got this good feeling. Every time I wake up in the morning, knowing it is you that I'm loving. I'm loving,
God.
It record.
What?
See, I think Banky knew he had destroyed it. Banky tried to come with the ad-libs at the end.
No.
As he was doing the ad-libs,
Two-Face
was not backing up the ad-libs. You see, so it's not starts doing it. Then Banky starts doing Banky and two. The guy enter Banky and two. Yeah. Then Banky W now hails him. He helped you back again. Say I'm going to kill
Osagie, you have to do something for me.
Yeah, what do you want?
Please, like from the bottom of my heart, you have to do something for me. You have to take Banky. I know he just lost an election. He's not in that space.
And do a whole.
You have to do a music in time for Banky albums.
So what I want to do is,
bro, Banky's W experience.
Bro, that
have you listened to the intro of the intro
bro,
of the album?
What are you telling me?
Please. We're running out very soon. Don't worry. Please play that intro for me, please.
Bro,
please.
what are you telling me?
Bro. Bro.
I wanted to go into a discography conversation. We can do it next week.
Bro.
Banky W.
What? Bro, you have to do a music in time with Banky. I'm sorry.
Do not
because you did one that we've not heard it today. I don't know what you're accusing. You say you want to turn into NFT. NFT don't go now. We don't do it again.
I'm not dropping that.
No, you're not dropping it. No. You're not dropping it again.
I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for like the next 30 years. Maybe my daughter will drop it.
No, voila.
Yeah. Then what's the point of dropping it now?
It's fine. There's no point. No.
You want the record with skills?
No, there's a rap record. There's a rap R&B record.
Is the record with skills?
That's the record. Yeah, that's the record with skills. Bro.
Banky W.
Bro.
It's not to be fucked with.
Bro.
Don't let the election poster.
Don't let the election poster deceive you.
Banky is not to be fucked
Or the preaching.
I'm about to brainstorm, get a raincoat. I'm blazing so much paper like a chain smoke.
Whoa.
I'm breaking my own records like Usain Bolt. My flow's like my mind's on drugs. This is Franco. They wanna shoot down a king like Martin. Understand your time's up, we just starting. You wanna go against the team, reconsider. And that's one to all of my followers on Twitter. I'm a beast, I'm a dog, I'm a goddamn predator. I eat you lames for lunch, Hannibal Lecter. Let me count it for you, homie, I'm the one.
Come on.
I'm too much.
That's really a threesome.
No.
I'm too much. I deserve a threesome.
Told them I'll be back in the building. They tried to shut the door. Told them I was Mr. Capable. They wanted an armchair. Experience. Trust me, you gon' want more.
Skills went in on this song too.
Respect me now.
Try to wreck me now. You never see, but you can't stop me.
Oh, so bad.
Oh, so bad. Oh, so bad. Oh, so bad. Oh, so bad. Right now. Oh, so bad. Scales.
It's the legendary Scales, new EME soldier. Tell your favorite rapper
I'm
I'm
intellectually
intellectually older. Dope kinda young, in my sky, I'm a star. I create my own galaxy when I spit a bar. Uh-oh, in the dark I shine,
I
you
twinkle.
twinkle. Silly
Rap
kid,
Banky.
follow in my path to give you
Rap
wrinkle.
Banky. Remember
I
Rap
think
Banky?
so much bigger thing.
Yeah, man. Don't let the posters deceive you, bro.
Rap Banky. Remember when Banky destroyed Fino on the record? Mastercraft. He was going to drop an album called And I Ain't Even a Rap.
Yeah, you said it.
Jimmy Jack. Mr. Banky W.
Let's go. Smell like $1 million, that's my creed, ho. Transform the rap in Optimus Primo. Catch me smashing your girlfriend on the D-Lo. Evil
Pastor
girls
Banky.
loving me like I'm Fino. It's like I'm beating down the track the way I punch lines. I'm in the mood to eat these rappers, now it's lunchtime. Put the team on my back when it's wartime. EME General, I'm on the front line. Half the niggas in the game are only pretenders. Dropped a couple features, already a crown contender. Rappers scared of R&B, dude might hurt them. All you niggas pussy, I'm just pulling your skirt up. No illegitimate kids, so they call you gay. While I'm banging the baddest bras each and every day. Money talk, so you niggas shouldn't have shit to say. No, fuck the whole wide world, I did it my way.
This guy is rapping, and in the same verse, he's using his singing voice to do an ad-lib.
So yeah, the chorus of this record is the same to bear.
Yeah,
They purposed
they proposed this.
Shout out to Banky Dubs.
Yeah.
All right, man. We gotta wrap it up, guys.
Yep.
We gotta do that.
Yeah, we give you 1 hour 30 minutes. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, guys.
All right.
Let's go on. Let's go on face traffic.
Yeah, we're
See you
facing
guys.
traffic. Have a happy Monday. See you guys.
Yeah.
Bye bye.